Science reveals that your prefrontal cortex loses its operational integrity the moment you are subjected to a cognitive strike. We have entered an era where the objective is no longer to change what you think, but to destroy your capacity to think entirely. Everything you've been told about focus and willpower is neurologically incomplete. Your brain functions through a balance of three primary networks: the central executive, the Salience Network, and the default mode network. Cognitive warfare targets the Salience Network, forcing it into chronic overstimulation. When your brain is flooded with conflicting stimuli, it suppresses the central executive, leaving you in a state of reactive affect. In the past, information warfare aimed to replace one ideology with another. Modern cognitive warfare is a surgical procedure designed to turn the mind into a clean sheet ready for external programming. By overloading your perception with double messages that contain contradictory stimuli, the system induces a state of learned helplessness. This is achieved through the emotional pendulum, a rapid oscillation between fear and anger. You are told you are in danger, then given a target for your rage, only to be reminded that you are powerless to change the outcome. This hidden lever bypasses your logic and anchors you in a cycle of neurological exhaustion. Beyond sudden shocks, the most dangerous weapon is chronic, low-intensity tension. Like a grain of sand in a shoe that you cannot remove, this constant friction forces the brain to amputate its own sensitivity. To survive the discomfort, your psyche literally cuts off pieces of itself, leaving you fragmented, a biodrone who has lost the baseline of reality. The system systematically erodes your internal and external anchors. It targets your social ties, interpreting them as sources of abuse or limitation until you are isolated. Without these social and philosophical reference points, you lose your cognitive immunity. Your reality becomes a daily firmware update dictated by external sources. Protection begins with a total rejection of spontaneous information consumption. Every unplanned news clip or social feed interaction is a technical strike against your neural architecture. You must consciously activate your default mode network through total silence to allow your brain to categorize and process the reality it has already perceived. There is a striking pattern among high performers. They are immune because they are fully loaded. A brain without an ambitious goal will inevitably consume itself through self-hatred and trivial anxiety. By aligning your neural resources towards an objective that exceeds your current capacity, you leave no cognitive space for external interference. To immunize your internal firmware, first recognize emotional swings as technical operations rather than organic feelings. Second, implement strict information hygiene, cutting off all spontaneous stimuli. Third, build a philosophical basis that serves as an unbreakable anchor. Finally, set an ambitious goal that utilizes 100% of your cognitive resources. Subscribe to update your internal firmware and join the Neural Blueprint community. Protect the architecture of your mind.